Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. You are watching On the Town, and I'm your host, Tanya. And tonight's guest, he will be described as having a smoky voice, soul-wrenching lyrics, and sultry melodies. He is a singer, songwriter, actor, poet, many things. He has a way of instantly putting an audience in a trance. He is the son of legendary rapper DMX, who has nevertheless cut his own unique path with music more influenced by Radiohead, Eminem, Lightning Hopkins, and Laura Marling. He considers himself not only a craftsman, but a student of human condition, revealing in his music poignancy far beyond his 2 decades of existence. He owns a streaming device named STERIOHEAD, dedicated to musicians and podcast creators. Please help me welcome the multi-talented Xavier Simmons. Woo-hoo.
Hello, world. Hello.
How's it going? Thank you. Thank you for joining us. This is amazing. I'm so happy I finally got you. You're a busy man. So first I wanted to tell you RIP to your dad. And I know that his legacy will be carried on through you and your talented siblings. You're multi-talented. For those of you who don't know, multi-talented. I can't even tell you. Like, dude, acting, poetry, lyricist, and nice lyricist, not just words. You know, some rappers out here just saying whatever sounds good, and no, he's calculated. So that's brilliant. So tell me, Xavier, I know your background in music, but basically you were born into music, literally.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
really was. So as you said, my father is Earl Simmons, DMX. So I've been around just sound music as long as I can remember. And my mother was a huge Mary J. Blige fan. So I remember being like maybe 4 or 5 years old, listening to What's the 411 featuring Grand Puba. And if you take a look at my life, just very from an early age in development, sound was baked into me. I remember being able to hear or predict chord changes before they even happened. Before I even knew what a chord was, I just could hear melodies before they even happened in the song.
Wow.
So
go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. So that kind of,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, here I go. I was just saying that helped you develop into a well-rounded, grounded artist that you are now, and I think. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Listening to all different sounds, different artists, because there's just so much out there. I never even like to believe or think that I've heard every sound that there is.
Wow. Yeah. And we haven't. When you think about, Gregorian chants in Ireland, right? I mean, like, and who guys gives a taste is Florence and the Machine, right?
Like, you just brought up Gregorian chants. Sometimes I listen to those just for meditations.
Me too.
Listening.
Me too. It's amazing the different sounds, tones, instruments, just so many things. It depending on where you go in the world.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Going to is it Australia? I can't say the instrument long. Yeah, it's some instrument, and I was like, "What is that?" But wow, when you hear it, you're like, "Ding, ding, 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 ding." You're like, "Whoa!" It's amazing how I say the universe has put so many things in the universe for us to play with. Right. And that's what I like about you, is that you're willing to play and you're not stuck to one modality, one medium of music. Some people would be like, well, I got to do this. Is there ever pressure, back in the day to be like, okay, someone trying to put you in a box, and how did you get out of that box?
That's a great question. So originally it had started with myself. I remember I was about 14 years old, right? And I had experienced my first heartbreak with this girl I was deeply in love with.
Mm.
And I just started writing. It started out as journal reflections, and the journal reflections became lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
and then lyrics turned into songs, and then I was just in music.
Mm.
I was in it all the time because there was so much that I had to say
Mm.
that I didn't know any other way to say it.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's very
Mm.
because being a child of an artist, like my kids even play, they used to music because I played everything from Gregorian chants to different tribes. I mean, we're like, oh, let's see what this sounds like. So they're not like, what is that? Oh my God. You have to open up your music path. And I think you are you are the one person I know that is like, okay, yeah, I hear that. I can appreciate that. And that's why I love this platform that you have. What would you be doing if you wasn't doing music? Do you know?
If I wasn't doing music,
Mhm. I think acting.
you know, that's a good question. That
Mm,
is a good question.
mm, yeah.
Maybe something in wow, I really don't know
Mm,
because even when you know what? Okay.
mhm, mhm,
If I wasn't a musician,
mhm.
I would be doing comedy. Like I would
Ooh,
be a stand-up comic.
ooh, I
Like
can see that. I,
grinding it out on the road, 6, 8 days a week,
mm,
like from show to show. Yeah,
I
like
can see that
yeah,
totally because it's still creative expression, and you're all about creative expression. You are not playing, which is what I love about you. How,
yes.
how did you come to realize that music was the way forward for you in your own right?
Mm.
Without the pressures of everything else and everyone else.
Mm.
Mm,
Recently, actually, I think recently,
mm.
because okay, so I'm 29 as of this moment, and
Okay.
I've been writing and creating music since I was 14.
Hmm.
And I would say not up until just a few months ago
Mm, mm,
that I completely and wholeheartedly solidified that music is the way forward. And I
mm,
say that because of this. With the recent passing of my father, my
mhm.
entire life changing. I recently broke up with a partner that I was with for
Right, a
7
long time.
years. Yeah.
Mm,
And so there were so many lifestyle changes that had took place.
mm,
And the only thing that I found solace in was again fundamentals of what?
mm.
Creating music.
Right. Wow. And how did you come up with StereoHead? Because that's a dope name.
Thank you.
And I, so it's STERIO.
Yeah.
Head. That's brilliant. How did you come up with that?
Honest to God, I was so rewind 2 years, 2020 of December. It was
Hmm.
like a week before my birthday.
Hmm.
I was just meditating in the living room, and I'm thinking to myself, what can I build and develop
Mm, mm,
that will provide value to
mm,
the entire artist community
mm.
that
Wow.
goes beyond me?
Mm, mm,
And I'm digging, I'm mining in my brain, I'm mining, I'm mining, and I'm mining.
mhm.
And Stereohead comes to me.
Wow. You come up with the best stuff. You
Thank
really,
you.
it's like, hey,
Like I can just be grateful that it came.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
that because before that, like like I said, I have been wrestling with what can I build to provide value. I kept writing down a streaming platform, streaming service, and that came. It was just dropped.
That's amazing. I know your dad must be very proud of you because you're building your own path. You're not, trying to get everybody else's path. You're like, this is my lane right here. This is what and I love that about you. So humble. You are a very kind artist. You share when you see other talent grinding just as hard. And most people, end up jealous or something. That's not you at all. You be like, oh yeah, we can all do this. Let's go. Which is what it's supposed to be about. It's art. It's subjective, right? And
yes,
we're all given a talent. We're all given a talent. And if we was to stop hoarding it, right, and start saying, you know what, let me see. That's how I started on the town, because I was like, I started it actually 25 years ago in Brooklyn, but Shway was the one who told me, go get a cable show. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, do it until you know how to interview like nobody's business. And I did. So I've been doing it for a long time, but I took a break. But the point of the show, when I started in Brooklyn, only Ralph McDaniels was playing videos. I started finding artists who are not signed and playing their videos. And then the record labels were like, you know what? She's harmless. Let's go. Let's give her Mariah Carey. Let's give her whoever. And I was like, really? The lawyer was like, because you're not making money. If you're making money off of it, then we'd have to be like, nah, but you're not making money. So I was able to help artists you never would hear of, and who were talented, very talented, and that's how I started on the town. It's just no edit, no fancy. This is what we do. And you have something that people need to hear, and let's go. Let's get it. That's how I am. I don't think we should hoard our gifts, because that's why we don't get to hear from so many talented people. We don't get to hear from a lot of people. What is your main goal in this in STERIOHEADs in your music career? What is there any specific goal that you set out to do?
Oh, easily to provide as much value to artists as possible.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, like that. That is
wow.
That's the grind and the journey that keeps me awake at night and keeps the joy in my heart, because providing value, like when I tell you there were so many years of what felt like aimless wandering, because like this is a technology streaming platform. Like I didn't go to school learning how to code. I didn't know any of this. So,
I know. That's what I'm saying. How did you do that?
Like, all I did was set out on a journey. So I was observing platforms like Spotify, to Facebook, and I started to see the pattern. I said, you know what? Technology is impacting our lives in a big way, the way that we consume and experience movies, music.
Yes.
So Xavier, you need to be thinking about how can you learn that to enhance what you already are, a musician, artist. So I got disciplined.
Discipline. Talk about it. How you do it?
Like disciplined of
that's everything.
Going on YouTube and filling my brain with anything of how do you build a website? How do you what is Facebook? What does Facebook use to build their platform? What does Spotify use? What technology they have? Like, I really got crafty with asking, and this is so honest, just asking questions on Google.
Wow.
Looking at the results, following, reading a lot of documentation, reading, getting headaches just from eyes just blown out, like, but having the fortitude and the focus to see, okay, this is where I need to be in several years' time. I'm not there at this very moment.
Right.
And this was years ago. And I feel so happy that I'm like, it's joyfully overwhelming
Mm.
because
Mm.
the journey that I had started several years ago
Mm.
is just now manifesting.
Wow.
The
Wow.
skills and discipline and work that I had put in
Mm.
gave me the tools and the confidence to build something like a STERIOHEAD.
Wow.
Because this wasn't my first go. I was building a social network.
Right. Oh,
Like, yeah.
really?
Yeah,
I
you can
wish you would. Please let me know. I wish you would. Please. I would be like, here's my 5 cents, my $5, and I'm gonna get everybody to give their $5 so we got it backing because that's
okay.
we need more.
Thank you for that. Okay. And that was the mindset on that.
Mm.
That was the mindset on that. And so that was for a time I wasn't even focused on STERIOHEAD. I was building out the social platform.
Mm.
But an incident had happened where my servers crashed and the entire database got wiped and I was depleted. And I was
Yeah.
that was, but then again, that brought me back to where I feel my true alignment of and music, STERIOHEAD.
That is amazing. Which skills have you gained that help you with the platform effectively as a musician? You know what I'm saying? So you have background. You're just like you're a man of all things. Like, I ain't never seen nobody go so hard and will not stop until he gets what he needs done.
Yes.
Determination.
Absolutely relentless.
Yep. And that's what I love about you. That's what I love that. And you don't mind asking, you don't mind seeking. You know what I'm saying? Some people are too proud or too whatever. You don't. You're like, yeah, let's go. What's gonna happen here? Let's go. Brilliant. I think. Wow. And so what separates you from other artists? I mean, I think I know the answer, but I'll let you answer. You know.
What separates me?
Mm-hmm.
I believe my willingness to constantly grow.
Wow.
To constantly grow, to hold myself accountable.
Woof.
Yeah.
Talking now. You are talking. Hold yourself accountable. What was there any pressure to be like dad? And if so, how did you find your way? I think you answered some of that.
You know, that's interesting because I never felt that I had to be a mirror of him, an image of him.
Good.
But I was on the other side of it. I was also aware that because I was his son and people, you know, just majority of the mindsets believe that a child mirrors their parents. And in some ways, that's true.
Right.
We do take some from our parents, but in that respect, no.
Right. Wow. What that's amazing. What are you most proud of to date? Is it STERIOHEAD?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Like, because I'll tell you honestly, I've always had a natural gift for music and just sound from as early as I can remember. That was baked into me. I enhanced on it,
right?
But it was already built into me. With STERIOHEAD and the ability of software engineering, none of that was baked into me.
Wow. So you taught yourself.
I had to put in 7 years. 7 years to develop the skills, the mindset, tackle a new field, a new craft to achieve my goal.
Wow.
That I would impact millions.
And that's what it really is about, right?
It wholeheartedly is about, because it's about who comes after us. not about who's here now, but who comes after us.
The legacy must be built. Yes. And so you have a legacy to carry out. And I know you do it with pride, and all your siblings do it with pride. They're very talented. All your siblings are like, I was like, where's this many talented siblings? Like, really? Come on. One is a techie. Come on, one. But I see one playing guitar, and I'm like, and even Praise has been doing something. So I'm like,
that's right.
Oh, multi-talent. I think if you're submerged around art or music as a kid, how can you not? How can you not? My kids like, let's go to the museum. Let's go. We're gonna see what the Van Gogh would look like, and let's go to the studio. I bring them to the recording studio with me when I was doing backup. That was fun.
Come on.
Bring them, so it didn't shock me that Ariel was like, oh, I can play guitar and I can do this. And Tati, she sings and plays. So it didn't shock me because I was like, well, you were submerged in this. Aretha Franklin all day. I think that helps. In fact, I would tell anybody, if you want to support your kids, try to figure out ways to expose them very early on to everything. Then they don't get stuck on one thing. Because we often do that and we miss all the blessing that would tie up the other blessing, and the other blessing tied to that one. It's like, no, you have to do. I don't listen to nobody tell you can't do screenplay writing and comedy. You got to pick one. I was like, no, you got to pick one.
Ooh, come on now. Come on.
And why? Because somebody upstairs gave me that gift. If I didn't have it, then okay. But I have a gift, and I know it's a gift because where did I get it from? My mom was not a screenplay. My mom actually was a screenplay. Right? Although I don't know, take that back. I don't know what she did. She could have maybe been an arty. I heard somebody did a little singing, so who knows? My father. Who knows? I mean, who knows? But I was exposed by my foster mom to music in the choir at 7 years old. Choir is everything. So I was like, okay, that's a riff, and this is this is that, and I learned terms very early than most people, and that's what it's all about. You have to find your gift, because if you don't, you end up stuck in the 9 to 5. And that is a trauma. That is a trauma like nobody's business. I mean, unless some people like it. Some people like I'm gonna get to work, I'm gonna kick my check, and I'm just so happy. Ooh. But I equate that to we missed something. Right. We missed some talent. We missed something. Somebody missed your blessing that you have because they were focused on doing everything perfect. And what mommy and daddy or whoever else said, you can't do that. You can't be safe anymore. This human society needs to say, you know what? I'm gonna go on a limb. Let's go. I'm gonna do, STERIOHEAD, and I don't know how to build, but I'm gonna learn. Learn. Got to stop being intimidated, right? Stop being intimidated.
Come on, you see it.
Yeah, no, I love it. That's what I specifically love about you. You act on every last talent, and there are many. Like y'all don't know, y'all sleeping, but Xavier writes. He wrote a poetry book, and it's got a journal. I mean, the way he writes really signifies the greatness he comes from, in my opinion. Because how did you know to structure those words and bring it down and bring this? I mean, just amazing. You're an amazing artist. I love anything that you put your name on is like, oh, okay, Xavier's, he's about that life. So I applaud you, and I hope that people will look and say, yo, I need to do that. This is what I need to be doing. Not shy away.
Come on.
And be intimidated, So,
everything is possible.
Anything is possible. Facts. Anything is possible. It's so amazing to me, the talent that God has given us, and some people don't even know it. I'm so glad that I discovered mine, all of them. And most people never will discover them because they don't take chances. They don't take risks. They just say, oh, I want to be safe. And, oh, well, I can't do that because I don't have, or I don't, those negative connotations. When we start saying, okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to find a way, changes the whole narrative.
That's right.
Whole narrative is amazing. So, what is your dream venue to perform at? Are you going to be doing any shows or anything? I would love to see that. Maybe once you get into STERIOHEAD, you can actually do a concert of your own. Hey, at the county center or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Hey.
Yeah, because these I went to the platform and
Tanya,
Mhm. Mhm.
can you help me establish that?
I will try my best and see what that looks like. I think I have an idea, but we can see what that looks like.
Yeah,
That's serious.
yeah.
And it needs to be done because so many people are, talented. I believe if you don't find your talent or act on it, then you fall by the wayside. Then you end up in something else you wasn't supposed to be in, and then you end up mad and miserable, and just hating all day long, hating. And that's not the way we were meant to be. We were meant to find our greatness and act on it, and cultivate it and share it. Right? That's what I think. So I don't know. Is there another is there any musicians or any mentors that you trained with in your journey?
You know what?
Mhm.
Mentors, I'm gonna give so much credit to. I mean, I'm shouting out everyone, like my mother.
Absolutely. Shout out, Shara.
My
That's right.
mother, Tashera Simmons,
That's
like
right.
her guidance, her wisdom.
Mm, mm.
Um,
Say it
her
again.
like
Mm,
I'm not the character that I am
mhm.
without her guidance,
Absolutely.
without
Absolutely.
her love, without her support.
Yeah, she is a 155,000% supportive friend and mom. She's that person. So
Um,
why you get it.
my grandfather, John Drawn,
Yes.
again,
Yes.
his wisdom,
Mm,
guidance, his mentorship, his pointing things out, pointing
mm,
out certain literature,
mm,
um, instilling confidence in me as a human being, a black man,
mhm,
knowing my roots, where I come from, and
mm.
knowing not to be bewildered or misguided by this world that will
Mm.
see me
Oh,
otherwise.
say it again. Say it again. Misguided. Especially in this industry. And that's why you're blessed, super blessed, because you already know what players are. You know the ropes already. And
Up
that's
and down.
that's a big blessing. I know your dad must be happy to say,
Come
okay,
on.
'cause most artists be like, I don't want my kid in this business. No way. But they know he knows, you know what time it is. That's
Yeah.
everything. That's everything. I'm so happy that you have created this platform for artists because there's what do we have? Not much title. You have to have a record label or something,
Like,
right? You have to be signed to somebody. You have to be this and you have to be in favor of so and so. It's like, well, so what about my gift? Doesn't it get out to the public? Nope. Okay. So I think this is going to be brilliant. I'm all for it here.
I
Um,
believe it. I believe it. That was like in the oh my God. The fact that you're receiving it
mm,
exactly as I intended it,
mm,
as a tool,
mm,
a tool democratizing
oof, mm,
the
mm,
creative distribution process.
say it
If you
again.
have talent, you have something to say, here, upload it and share it. It's
Mm,
going to get featured. It's going to
oh,
get promoted.
mm, mm,
I myself, Xavier, I do not know what all is good. What is this? What's the news? Listen, I don't get involved with that
right.
because I'm only one human being.
Mm,
But as a platform,
mm,
everyone deserves to be heard. And
mm,
that's why I created this platform to
mm,
give everyone the opportunity
mm.
because there weren't any.
Nope.
Oh, you have to know this person. You have to have all these hoops. No.
Yes, good for you. That's exactly my point, and that's why
Thank you.
I love this platform because if and most people when they really think that they're talented, they are. Even if it's not my genre, it is, and you should be allowed to express yourself because that I think that's why God made art to help other people along. You
Come
might
on.
be that song that I heard that saves my soul,
Come on.
literally. So that's all good. But we're gonna listen to something in a few minutes. What's the best piece of advice another musician ever gave you?
Hmm.
Mm.
Oh, sit on this one for a moment. What was
Mm,
the
that's okay.
best advice
Mm-hmm.
a musician gave me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a piece of advice.
You know what keeps coming to me?
What?
Keep playing.
Yes.
Keep playing.
Mm.
Because that one phrase
Mm-hmm.
has been applied to every area of my life. Just keep playing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got a bad gig.
Right. So what?
Keep
Right.
playing.
That's it. That's how I do comedy. Yep. Who cares?
So
Yeah.
you got your heart broken. You got disappointed. Keep playing.
That's it. Because you'll find your true voice.
Keep playing. Like it.
Hmm.
Keep playing.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a good piece of advice. Keep playing. Keep doing what you're doing, because eventually you'll fall into the greatness of whatever that is you're doing. If you're true to it and you follow it, I find that for anything, comedy, music, art, keep going back. Don't say, oh, I give up. And nope, no such thing. You know. What's your process for dealing? Have you ever had like performance anxiety or pressure? You have a process?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I definitely have. And like the way I've dealt with it is
Mhm.
practice. Is practice. Like I remember, so intuitively I've just been aware that when you repeat something
Mhm.
1,000 times, 1,000,000 times,
Mm.
eventually just becomes second nature. And then at that point, you're not even thinking about it.
Mm.
So just intuitively, I always told myself, Xavier, practice. You gotta set, just practice the song
Mm.
over and over and
Mhm.
over and
Mhm.
over and over.
Wow.
And when it would come time to perform, I would just go, oh, this is something I've already done. I've anticipated the people yelling. I've anticipated the banter on the side,
Right.
anticipating some minor sound errors. So I have to talk in between to keep the crowd animated. Like I've already anticipated those things
Mm. Mm.
millions of times in my own privacy. So when it's in a live setting,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, it's second nature.
Mm. Wow.
So I'm very big on practice.
Practice makes perfect. That is a fact. What would you like for artists to get out of StereoHead?
Mm, everything is possible.
Mm.
That this is a platform
Mhm.
where finally you can be heard.
Mm.
There is no, oh, this is a top star, so they only get play.
Right. None of that.
The way I engineered the platform,
Mm.
all of the content is randomized.
Mm.
So when you
That's
see, yes, yes,
brilliant.
yes. So when you see it, you're seeing an artist you haven't seen before, and therefore an experience you haven't lived, a new
Mm.
opportunity. And eventually, Stereohead is going to branch off. There's going to be a movie sector where filmmakers, directors, screenwriters can upload their own movies.
Mm. This is brilliant. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. Should we listen to a couple of songs on the platform? Let me see.
Absolutely.
I have some of them queued up. Let's see if I can get this correct. All right, hold on a second. Share. See if I got this right. Share the screen. And is it this one? Okay. Oh, let me see now. Ah, here we go. Okay, Escape City, Stereo Hut, Where Rainbows End. Let's try that. Okay. Can you see that?
As clear as day.
All
Wow.
right, here we
This
go.
is like,
So break this one down for me.
um, where the rainbow ends. So this is a story about the journey of dealing through grief
Mm.
and coming through on the other side of that pot of gold,
Mm.
which is that rainbow, and that's where it ends. And each song is a story through that journey. And however the listener interprets it, that's their experience.
Let's check it out. Wow, this one had 190,000 views. This is great. Let's see what we got. Let's check this out. This is
amazing. Peer pressure. Seated around a bonfire. Pretty girls passing the blunts. I can't deny that I'm curious. So as an experiment, I suspend my sanity. Disguised as a carcass, allowing them to pull me down into necropolis. I look around the circle of faces, barely over the age of 20, all enrolled in Ivy League universities. And the punchline is, these are the children who will inherit the authority of this country. I take a puff. The euphoria obscures the burn in my virgin lungs. Drunk with applause, the initiation is finalized. The combination of fire and nightfall makes us beastly. Prancing along half naked, the speakers moaning a lecherous melody, eliciting a sinful rhythm within my limbs. Hypnotized by the sensual masterpiece of Lapalux. Track name, Without You. This was just supposed to be an experiment. A one-night bender of fearless exploration. And now I fear that I may have awakened something wicked.
wow, that's amazing. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. You're so talented. That is really amazing. I see. Do you ever see yourself writing? Let me just take this one out. Let me see. Do you ever see yourself writing for shows like Euphoria and stuff? Because I totally see that. I totally see it. I was like, wow, this could get some theatricals behind it. Let's go.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great stuff. I remember thinking of scenes and I'm like, oh, this would fit right here. This is perfect. So it's amazing.
More and more.
Yeah, I think that's one of the good looks for you. Another good look for you. Another, yeah, for sure. Tell us about Pearls and Praise.
Oh, Pearls and Promise.
Oh, that's what it says. I don't know how that look. Don't even ask. Okay, the host know most. I'm delirious right now. Forgive me.
No, it's all good. So that started out as a challenge to myself. So that's a book that I wrote filled with poetry, journal entries, my personal journal entries, and short stories.
Wow.
And originally, all of those entities were just spread out. I originally started out just a challenge to myself. I said, you know what? Never wrote a book before. How about we write a book?
Right.
And I was like, well, then the follow-up thought was, okay, well, what would it be about? What do you have to say? I was like, what do you have to say? And then I thought, well, what's something I would like to read? And I said, well, I mean, damn, I have a lot to say in my journal entries, my spiritual awakenings that I've had.
Yeah, you seem like you have a third eye.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely.
I see it.
Absolutely.
Totally see it, and that's a blessing.
And it's gotten even more in tune with the locks.
Oh, really?
Like my sensory receptors have just heightened. I can see people more deeply, feel them more deeply, just experience wind more deeply. Deep. But when I made that challenge to myself, I said, all right, I accept.
Right.
And then the process began. And it's, not surprisingly, I shouldn't say this, not surprisingly, but there were many nights along that road where I felt grieving because I had looked back on so many stories that had just been lost to the sands of time, entries I haven't visited in a while. And I was also just so proud at the end of it. Like, look at the journey.
Wow.
And look at what this book has done for you, because I finally collected everything. I said, look what it has done for you. Imagine what it will do for everyone else.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's amazing. Are there any limits for artists, or they just speak their truth no matter what? So if I have a song that's, let's say, lean influenced, but it's really still talented, they can load. You know what I mean by that? Because a lot of the new rappers, that's what they're doing, and it's
so. Okay, so rephrase the question.
So a lot of rappers are doing what I call negative rap. So they kind of attract those things to them, like I got shot and I did this and I was like, oh, don't say that, don't do that. So it's not positive lyrics and it's not what I call even discovery lyrics. It's like you're writing yourself in the ground. Sorry, I just hit myself. You're writing yourself in the ground, and so are they allowed to still post as long as there's artistical content?
You mean on the platform, right? On STERIOHEAD?
Yes, on STERIOHEAD. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, they are still allowed. Now my personal views on it, because it's a good question, because I have asked myself, it's a platform versus the person. And I've drawn a hard line between the two.
Wow.
Now, personally, there are songs out there that I don't see as being positive, that are harmful to the mind, to the people that listen to it.
Right.
Extremely. I've known people, I know people that I love dearly, that are close to me and listen to it and enjoy listening to it. And I'm like, and that's an inner conflict with me, and aren't even, I wouldn't say in our relationship, because I accept them for who they are and what they listen to. And I don't define them as that one thing. Just as I cannot be defined as only listening to jazz or acid rock or whatever the case may be.
Wow.
And beyond what I listen to. And I extend that courtesy to others.
Oh, that's brilliant. Because most people try to mold it and cut it off and do all these things. I'm like, technically, they should be able to say what they want. Technically, right. Here's my catch: as long as it's really talented. So the hook, the instruments, the lyrics, the connotation, the tonation, all those things, cadence. If it has all that, then who am I? Who am I to judge? So I think that's amazing. What do you think about today's? Well, I don't call it hip hop. I call it trip hop. What do you think of a lot of the new stuff that sounds a little bit leanish? I'll say. That's kind of what we were just referring to. Is I'm doing this and I'm smoking that and I'm doing this, and it's like there's no positive lyrics. So, but the beat is banging. So you'd be like, wait a minute, hold up. I'm talking myself into negativeness. Hold up. So what do you just let artists be?
Absolutely. I let artists be. And also, I reflect back on what I was listening to when I was 17, 16. It was hard.
Yeah.
like I was listening to like hard Dipset, like Cameron, J.R. Ryder, Young Jeezy, like hard street rap.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? And I grew out of it. Like I don't, it doesn't really resonate with my journey and who I am as a human being now and really beyond.
Resonate.
And I've this is interesting too. Like a few days ago, I was having conversation with my brothers, and you know, they used to listen to a lot of, like you said, like the lean rap, but again, they're like, yo, I don't vibe with that anymore. That's 2016. Like that's not who we are anymore.
Right.
Experiences. Like it's you can't still sound the same from when you were several years ago.
Exactly.
You're evolving, so make an evolving sound. So as I've developed as a human being, I really just accept it as it's an experience. Everyone's having their own experience, and I cannot dictate anyone how to navigate theirs.
Wow, that's deep.
Thank you.
Very deep, because it's a different process for all of us. What would you like artists to know about your platform?
It's free.
There it is. Whoop, there it is.
Come as you are.
Come as you are. That is so brilliant, Xavier. That's a great job. I can't imagine being your mom or your dad being very proud of you, because it's hard to do stuff when you give it away because it's so great. You know, because eventually it'll come back to you double fold. That's what I believe. So I appreciate you. Tell us about your poetry book, the spoken word. It's one of your other many gifts.
Absolutely. Like that was a process in itself, like learning how to publish a book and proofreading it was another process. And I loved people's reactions to it. Like a dear friend of mine that I just reconnected with, we went to middle school together. She moved away and went to Florida. And we didn't reconnect until maybe like 2 years ago. She told me that was one of her favorite books of all time.
Yeah, it's there are deep lyrics in there. I got some deep. Like it's like as soon as you think you're okay, I got this, and you're like, oh, more layers. Let's go. Let's go. It's brilliant. You're a master at words. You really are. And I know you put in many hours practicing and finding out what that looks like, and you can see it. You can clearly see it. You know. Even didn't you teach yourself guitar?
I did. Right. That's another thing. I did. I didn't even tell you how many instruments I play.
That's just, and your brothers too. They were very talented.
Yes, guitar, piano.
Who's on the piano?
Tacoma. He's learning piano.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. That's my favorite thing. Is that something about it? I don't know what it is. I'm like, yeah, the piano.
Please.
Yes, that is amazing. So, your siblings are just as talented. Have they ever thought about starting a band or starting something? Because all of your siblings happen to be very talented. I've been looking at some stuff, and I was like, who has this many talents? Usually one drops the ball, but nope. Talent. It's and I love that you guys nurture that. Your mom encourages that. You know, she's the ultimate, what I call the ultimate woman. I got it. You know, big hats off to her. She makes sure everybody, everybody's doing what they got to be doing, and I love that about her. That's where you get it from. It's very, very modest. Your parents or givers, your mom's a giver. So I'm so happy to see that you're, not caught in the matrix, the matrix of what's for me, you always trying to give stuff away and do stuff. And, that's it's humbling, very humbling. Should we play one more song?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, let's say what we got here. Yeah,
this
we got 10 minutes. So let's see what we're gonna play. What I got here. Let me see if I got this right. Queued up. Share screen. All right, and let's see what we got. All right, that's 30. Let's see what we got. Oh, is that a good one? Oh, yeah, there was another one. I can't remember where did I put it that I really wanted to hear. Shall we listen to "Escape the City"? Wow. That is brilliant, bro. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I love it. I love it. And I've been listening to other artists as well. There's so many good songs on there. I didn't have time to go through it all, but you guys, if you get a chance, please go check out the platform, STERIOHEAD, that's with IO, .com, and check out his poetry journal book, Parallels and Promise. It's play on words. I love it. You know, this is what we live for, artists that share and care. So I believe you're building a legacy of your own. What do you want artists to know when it comes to being in your true voice?
Come as you are, be free.
Wow.
Be free. Speak truth.
Truth. Woo,
all days, all circumstances, speak your truth and stand on that.
Wow, that's your truth. Wow. That is amazing. I thank you so much for being on the Town with Tanya, Xavier. You're amazing. I'm excited to see the legacy continue. I know that it's left in good hands with your talented siblings as well. You know, guys, go check out STERIOHEAD. Go sign up and stay true to your gift, man. You got to do it. You know, you got to do it because you're going to help change or save somebody's life with your gift. Yes. That's a fact. So I appreciate you so much. And any last words? Any last words?
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And we thank you for this platform. We will go check it out. And I'll get back to you in a minute on the links. So thank you very much. I'm going to end with a song and then end with our thing. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we can make this happen.
Baby, I'm drunk only. No, the cup won't love you like I do. Baby, I know that we can't live in the past, but the past is all I see. And why you gotta make me wait? Why you give my love away every day? And she could probably take my place. She could probably take my. Yeah, I was willing to ride, but yeah, even praying to God, but even I'm God alone. 'Cause I'm choosing you instead. Yeah.